Max Du Barrie was a prominent figure in Melbourne's camp scene from the 1940s onwards. In his working life he was a wharfie, about as blokey a job as there was, but at work he was popular and respected, and when his workmates sent him up it was usually pretty good-natured, and they were quick to defend him against anyone who tried to have a go at him. In real life he was a drag queen of the most flamboyant kind, described as a notorious figure, or as we might say, a leader in the emerging camp world. Like many of the best-known camp figures of the time, Max delighted in shocking people. His most famous exploit was the year he sold kisses at the Arts Ball, a major charity event. He was in full drag, performing as the film star Heather Page. And amongst those who paid for and got a kiss was the unsuspecting Governor of Victoria, whose house we're standing outside right now. On another occasion, he invited Bubbles LaRue, a prominent Sydney drag queen, to a party. When Bubbles knocked on the door the next night, in full drag as was required, it turned out she was at the home of the Archbishop of Melbourne, where there was in fact no drag party going on. Max's notoriety and his shenanigans caught the eye of Truth newspaper, a notorious scandal sheet of the day, and of the police. This resulted in a cosy little relationship in which police harassment was reported in Truth, which then created a scandal which the police had to respond to. There was a cycle of arrests and scandalous reports through the 1950s. After all, a man wearing a woman's clothes in public could be arrested because they were committing an offence under the Vagrancy Act. Max was jailed for this, wearing women's clothing, as early as the late 1940s when he was aged about 20. After the kisses for the governor story started to circulate, again courtesy of Truth, police really went after him. At one point they raided a private party and arrested Max and the young Noel Tovey, both of whom were imprisoned. And yet in 1970 Max agreed to appear in a documentary on Australian sex called The Naked Bunyip. He was the only homosexual the producer could find who was prepared to appear and speak. He presented a very positive take on homosexual life, talking of love and romance, but also of the pleasures of illicit sex. He was quite confident in countering the opinions of police and psychiatrists with his own experience.